Have you ever wondered why so many super talented players never make it pro, while others who are not even as skillful go on to have a career in football? Well, I think about this quite often, and while the obvious reason most people don't make it is simply because they don't have the skills to play at a high level, the human mind is a powerful thing, and mentality makes a huge difference in the success between two equally talented players. And today, we look at 3 things unrelated to actual football skills that stop talented players from turning pro while others go on to succeed. So if you're struggling with confidence, need some advice, or just want to avoid these mistakes in your own journey, keep watching. Number 1. You don't believe your hard work will pay off. Okay, hear me out. If you're a young player who at the moment plays football with the goal of becoming a pro, then for you, football is like investing. Every training session, every kick of the ball is a small investment, and in the long run, that investment will hopefully lead to the ultimate payout with you signing a professional contract. Now, for a lot of young people, actually even above the age of 20, the concept of investing is very distant, and it's hard to wrap your head around putting in the hours now and only seeing results in 10 years. Because us humans, we like to see instant results right now. And this is especially true in the context of football. If your current state is that you're not amongst the best players in your team, it's hard for young players to see how that could ever change. And obviously, losing faith in yourself and not believing in the process will lead you to give up on your football dreams and quit. That's it. Now, the winners out there don't care about the starting point. The winners believe that they will outwork the competition, and in the long run, it will pay off. The winners are not affected by small bumps on the road, sitting on the bench and not being picked to the team, because they have no doubt in their mind the investment, aka the work they're putting in, will lead to success. Trust me, this happens to so many young talented players. They start comparing themselves to other players around them who are way more successful, and that has a weird psychological effect that causes you to think, well, if he's a pro already now and I still suck, I'm never gonna make it. Please, don't fall into this trap like so many young talented players do. You need to have long-term belief that the work you're putting in will pay off in the years to come. But only you can do this. No one else will do it for you. Mistake number 2. You love to blame others. Look, a lot of young and old people absolutely love to blame others for their lack of success. Their country sucks. They don't have good coaches. Scouts don't come to where they live. They don't have nice pitches to practice on. They can't afford nice equipment. They this and they that. No one cares. Let me put this in the most simple way I possibly can. In life, you have exactly 2 options. You can keep blaming everything and everyone for the rest of your life and be angry about how unfair life has treated you. Or you can be active and do something about it. But no one cares about your excuses. The scouts don't care. The professional clubs don't care. Trust me, they'll find thousands of guys and will never know you even existed. Football doesn't care about your excuses. So ask yourself, do you want to complain, or are you gonna do something about it? Either way, no one cares. But if you want to do something about it, besides putting in the hours at the training ground, being active is a good way to start. And as unfair as life might be, yes, someone out there has rich parents with great connections that helps them get to places you can't get to at this exact moment in time. It's not easy to be a doer. It's much more comfortable to blame others on why things are not working out for you. And I cannot tell you who to call, or what article to read, or which scout to contact, or who to send your match highlight reel. But remember, out of the 2 of us, you decided to do something about it. So stop with the excuses, because the game doesn't care. No one cares. Do something about it from now until the end of time, because at least later in life, you won't have regrets that you didn't do everything you possibly could to achieve your dreams. Trust me, we all know way too many wasted talents that, instead of really going all in, decided to blame others for their lack of success. Don't be that guy. And lastly, number 3. you're not willing to struggle financially. Look, I had a hard time giving a title to this section, but let me explain. Professional football is filled with uncertainty, and even though we all look up to the Mbappes and Haalands playing at the absolute top level at a young age, believe it or not, there are far more professional leagues in the world than the big leagues we all love to follow, where the players are indeed professionals, but live a very modest lifestyle doing it. In fact, a huge majority of the average professional players don't make the big bucks. And honestly, if you're not willing to live with financial uncertainty in your 20s when your friends start building careers and you might feel pressure about how you're gonna pay for your living, the life of the average pro out there is probably not for you. Now, for the younger viewers, this might seem like a stupid point. You would do anything just to play football. But take my word, the older you get, the more you need to start thinking about how you're gonna pay your bills. And unfortunately, many talented players who have tasted the professional life simply can't deal with the low average salaries and the stress of figuring out where they're gonna play the next season and repeating that same circle year after year in the hopes of making it to bigger leagues. And by the way, it's totally fine to quit if you play football with the hopes of one day earning millions from it and realize that realistically it's probably not gonna happen. It's totally cool to move on and do something else, as long as you're happy with your own choices. I know a ton of guys around the world who make the absolute minimum wage playing football, and also a ton of guys who gave up because it was not what they wanted in life. And since we're talking about things that separate similarly talented players from succeeding in pro football, dealing with the financial realities of the average pro leagues around the world is absolutely one of the things not everyone is built for. But who knows, maybe this inspires you to, I don't know, create a side hustle for yourself that can support your football dreams, especially when you start living on your own. But knowing that the road to success in football is usually not glamorous at all is something you can already prepare for. So ask yourself, how far are you willing to go? Anyways, that wraps it up for a bit of a different episode. The point of this was not to tell you that you're never gonna make it, but ultimately, besides the actual football skills, your mind plays a huge role in you making it or not, regardless of how talented you are. Remember, we're talking about the most competitive sport in the world, and unfortunately, only the strongest survive. Anyways, smash the like button if you enjoyed the episode and leave a comment down below telling us what topics we should cover next here on Unisport Web TV. And with those words, I'm out.